Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 24,030, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know what I know, make sure you ring that bell. So we did give Adrian her 5 levels, I snuck it in right there, and then we're going to the wolf. And then it is, armor. Okay, so that means tomorrow's Hero Seal Day. So we just have to sweep this 10 times, and then we will move right along. Come on. There we go. So we have 10 tickets tomorrow. Okay, moving right along. King's Ruin has been ruined. I guess I forgot to get those. In my haste, I made waste. And Total War, we do need to just sweep the Flame Fortress. We're doing pretty good here now. I got some feedback on how I could sweep differently. No, I understand that I want to just be able to sweep 11 times in a row and then not deal with the inventory. I understand there's quote-unquote alternate strategies. Well, you could do a partial sweep, you could do this. You could do... I totally understand what you're saying. And I probably would do something like that if I wasn't making videos, but honestly, I just hope that the developer here's my request for more inventory space. Honestly, the most confusing thing is why they didn't just sell extra inventory space for rubies. We already have that in for the archers. And that to me would solve the whole problem. Just sell it for rubies. It doesn't even matter what the price is. And it is kind of funny to me. And I think more of why this bothers me so much is so many games have what I would consider arbitrary inventory limits that aren't really made for fun. They're made for frustration. And honestly, you could even say the Archer store is made for this. It's just you never need 100 pieces of Archer equipment. You just never need that many, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, you can buy this here for 100 gems. And I get 10 extra slots. I wouldn't even care if it was one slot for 100 gems. I would just pound it until I had about 250. 250 would feel fine to me, because I would feel like I would have enough. I might go to 300, even at that many, just because the more inventory space you have, it just makes things a little easier. So that's why I bring that up, because you have the Archer system, which has no inventory space problem at all. And it does bother me too, because I feel like it's a simple mathematical error they made. I feel like they were thinking, well, 18 times 10, okay, that's how many they can sweep, because you get 10 things, without realizing that, oh, right, we have that one sweep, it's actually 11 sweeps. I feel like it's a very simple mistake to make, to be honest with you. Anyways, I just wanted to address that. Yeah, I know there's always alternative ways of doing things. I want to be able to just do all my sweeps, basically do everything at once. Honestly, it would be even better, and astrology has been swept. It'd be even better, in my opinion, if they just allowed us to bulk sweep. Like, rather than me doing it, like, over and over again, just say, okay, you have this many, you're going to sweep, you can sweep, 5 times or 6 times, or however many times it is. And we're just going to give you all the rewards at once. I feel like that's one of the things this game is really missing, is bulk sweep. Especially when you, even if they held it until you max something out. Oh, Christian. Thank you, Christian. I'm going to say one more thing on this. And we're going to go look at it after this. Because it is one of those things that bugs me about this game. I get around it because I have all kind of keys I can just hold down where it just taps over and over again. But for example, in the event dungeon, right? There's no reason you couldn't just have a max sweep up here, because I've already maxed this out. Same with all these. The only one where I don't think it would work is the expedition, but I do think it could work. If you did a max sweep, you would just open chests one after the other, right? It would just be, instead of come back here, sweep, blah, 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 it would just be like, okay, here you get to open, X amount of chests. Honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of this, the way it is right now. in terms of like it was a cool design originally, but I would, and I'm not trying to say you get more than one chest, but I would want an option that basically said after you, and it should be an option that unlocks after you sweep this so many times. It says, yeah, just give me the reward for one chest. Like, I don't care about the other chests because I don't need, like for me, I don't need the other stuff. That's really minor. Those are really minor things, but those kind of quality of life things I feel like would go so long for people like me who've played this game for a long time. And again, I get around a lot of it because I have auto tap buttons and things like that, and I've used those to kind of make it a lot more enjoyable. It's just like having auto advance in King's Ruin. I feel like that would have been a great thing to have for the, even if it took more medals, like make it take 10 medals. That's fine. You would use up 140 of your let me show you of these, right? So you have to watch if you don't have ad free, you have to watch it again. Totally fine. Heck, make it 200 total. Do something like that where it's like 15 each or something. So you have to, if you want to do it, you have to watch an ad. I would be totally okay with that. Because again, then you wouldn't have to deal with, because a lot of King's Ruin, like at my level, is just like, I just push through. I don't need, the only time, and again, it would just, the auto would stop if you advanced and you died. And I mean, obviously that doesn't happen to me, but it could happen to somebody that was pushing, and it would just need to stop and be like, okay, we took you as far as we could. What choice do you want to make? But all that said, how are you doing today? I do hope everything is going well for you. Obviously, those are minor things. Everything's great here. We got our sweeps in. Everything's looking good. Also, like, the reset time's kind of, like, not the best for me. But that's minor. In the grand scheme of things, like, that's a minor thing with this game. And again, if they had the inventory space like I proposed, it wouldn't even be an issue at all. Alternatively, what they could do is and this is one of those things that I feel like is another way of addressing it. And I haven't brought it up because, I don't know, I just thought about it right now. Is that if you miss, and this I feel like should carry over for more things in the game. Like, let's say you miss a day, right? And the game, and it's not, you're not time cheating or anything like that. You legitimately miss a day. I feel like the game should let some of it carry over. So, like, let's say you don't do your sweeps in, now this could be problematic because then people would, like, intentionally, like, let stuff roll over, but I don't think it's that problematic in terms of, okay, that's 6 each. I wasn't counting. In terms of the convenience, right? Like, I feel like we should favor the convenience of the players' defense. And then honestly, if you get, and if you get a system where people consistently don't do it on a certain day, like what I was proposing is basically if you miss doing, like, Portal, our Total War, like it would roll over like up to half the sweeps, right? So for example, and yes, this would require an even larger inventory, but again, you're kind of doing 2 days, well, doing a day and a half. Well, ignore defense penetration. We didn't get anything good. This is what happens when I go on a rant like this. I don't do my usual things, and that's my bad. I'm sorry. But anyways, what I was trying to say is just let half of everything roll over. So, like, you get 11 sweeps each day for Total War, but it would have a cap of 16. So that way, if you miss a sweep or something like that, or you miss a day, or, something, you would have up to 16 sweeps as, like, kind of a catch-up mechanic, or more like a not fall behind mechanic. That would also solve the problem, because then I would just have the sweep left over and be like, whatever, we wouldn't care. And survey says, nor defense penetration. You got me. You really got me. But the in and out is, I'm still making so much progress, so it doesn't matter too much. That's the reality is, I probably won't be the first person to clear 1210. I do think we'll clear it today. I think Umbra will beat me because he has a warrior, he has better artifacts. His artifacts are higher level. Like, everything he did He beat me in everything he did, basically. He got better artifacts. His better artifacts let him get further. And he's just ahead of me overall. So if he sticks to it, and survey says crit damage, finally, that's what I'm looking for. If he sticks to it, he will beat me. I mean, obviously anything can happen where somebody gets just like tired of the game in general. But he is very ahead of me. Part of it's because I got a really bad start with artifacts because I didn't approach them correctly. I approached them with an educated wish instead of sitting down and doing the math. And by educated wish, I mean, you remember when I was giving everybody artifacts, because I wanted the game to be what I wanted instead of what the artifacts made the game. And honestly, and I really don't want to say this because I'm always optimistic we're going to get a patch. I feel like the artifact system was their way of basically saying we're done with the game. Or at least the effects of the artifact system meant that I'm not going to say the game is complete, but I've seen it with another game. So in Idle Ant Colony, they like broke the game. And then once they realized they broke the game, it was like, well, we're not going to undo this. We're not going to change this. And they just sort of let the game die. Like, honestly, I stopped playing after a while because I just got tired of it. But I did notice that they made an update, and basically I had something like a 1 million multiplier, and I showed one of the community people, and they're like, how did you do that? And I explained what I did, and they were like, that was the last update that game had. It was like they just completely abandoned the game after that, from what I saw. I don't think it was one of their super popular games, but basically, rather than... So, like, a lot of games, what they would do is they would try to nerf something or change something or something like that. But I feel like what other companies do, especially I don't think the game was really lighting a fire, is they realize, okay, we made a mistake. We can't overcome this mistake. We're not going to deal with trying to... we can just take what we know and make another game. And that's what I feel like happened with this game, too, maybe. So 160.83 million and 376,655. Another option is just people got better jobs, which I find weird because I feel like this game has such a good potential. I feel like it's pretty popular and all that, and it did pretty well overall. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to level Thor. We haven't leveled Thor in a while, so we're going to level him today. And I kind of did rant a little bit. I didn't need to rant so much, but these things happen, I guess. I just honestly, the older and older I get, the less and less patience I have for games that like waste my time with inventory management. It's one of my frustrations with every game I play anymore now, because I feel like it's so unnecessary. I didn't even comment on what Thor did. So 18,847. So very nice, Thor. He's closing in on 15,000. Now I'm gonna be clear. There are some games where inventory management, like a survival game, right? You don't want a survival game where everybody has unlimited inventory. I totally get that in the survival genre of games because that's one of the things in the game itself. I'm talking about games where the inventory management has no, to me, gameplay significance, especially ARPGs. Like, I don't know. That's probably my biggest one. Is like D4. I didn't even try Path of Exile. So 168,000 for the castle. So we finally got the castle over 168,000. I'm gonna go with 25.175. No, 177. Not even close. 25.208. Anyway, sorry about all the rants. That's just how I feel about things like that. That's why I get so frustrated with the inventory system. I just don't like inventory management in games like that. But that said, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, Thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.